Alright guys, welcome back. Today we're going to build a pipe for Echo 2511T. Here's the saw. Got it on the bench, getting ready to start the fabrication process. I'll get you guys set up and I'll do my best to try to walk you through it step by step and try not to make this video super long. Alright, get you guys set up. First I start by taking that heat deflector, and you want to cover about a 1 1/8 by 1 inch area with Sharpie or layout dye or whatever you got. We can just dust it with some spray paint. Lay it back on there. Square it up. Scribe all your openings. There, you see that? And then I give it a straight edge. Shade it in a little more. Scribe that. Scribe that. Next we'll go drill our holes before we cut this out, because it's a lot easier to drill holes before you cut that small piece out. But first we'll center punch these holes. Alright, let's get set up on the drill press. Now we're gonna swap bits and drill this center hole for the where the actual exit is a little bigger, so we don't have to burr it out as much. Use a little cutting oil on this one. There we go. Now we'll clean this off, we'll lay our heat shield back on there and scribe where we're going to burr out. There, we got everything scribed out again, but I'm actually going to do something different this time. I'm going to go ahead and cut the piece out and then go ahead and mount it on the saw and fabricate the actual pipe part of it, and then go back and burr this out to the inside of the pipe. Nothing fancy here, just a cutoff wheel. Alright, we're going to get that D-bird mounted on the saw and start fabricating the pipe portion. Alright, we have it mounted on the saw. Now I turned down this in the lathe so it will fit in between those two bolts. So we'll go ahead and get this cut and tacked on there. Alright, so these are a little tricky because you put this cover on, you look down on it, your exit's over here, so you got to bring it up and over and out. So what I do, I set that back on there, and it is mitered just a little bit, and I set it facing the rear of the saw. And then I've been fabricating for years, so I just kind of eyeball it, and then you can get it cut, and then you can adjust it from there. But anyway, you want to miter it this way, almost to the flush with the top of that bolt head. Alright, now we'll get that cut. Alright, there we go. Now we'll put our cover on here. Now we're facing the right direction. So we're going to take another piece, and shouldn't have to miter it, just a straight cut, and that should get us, let's see if you can see here. See it in there? So we'll take another piece that's straight cut, maybe mitered, maybe 10-15 degrees, and that'll get us out to here. And then we'll make another piece that's mitered that'll bring us straight out. Tack all that together, pull it off, weld it, blend it all, put it back on, and then there's your 2511T pipes. Let's go ahead and get that other piece made. Alright, we already made a few cuts, but go ahead and bring you guys along for one of them, and then I'll turn it the rest of the way down off camera so I don't bore you guys to death. Let's go ahead and touch off and make a cut. Little cutting oil. There we go. And I grind my own, let's see, high-speed steel. Leaves a really nice finish. And this is the lathe. It's an Atlas 12x32. It's made by Clausing. Really good lathe. Picked it up. Hardly has any time on it. I mean, you can see the ways. You can still see the grinding marks from the surface grinder where it was surface ground from the factory. And it does have auto feed for your carriage and your tool paste. That's why it leaves such a nice finish. But anyway, we'll cut the rest of it. Well, I'll show you some of the tooling. Here's my 4-jaw for when I do cylinders, the base and squish. Boring bar for the squish. Some dead centers. I have the live centers in it. I actually have some aluminum. I'm going to make a couple more mandrels. Bring you guys along on that. But anyway, I'm going to get this cut the rest of the way, and we'll be back when we're tacking it up. Alright, we'll go ahead and get this piece tacked. And in case you're all wondering, yes, I'm tacking it while it's on the saw. I don't weld it out on the saw. I've done a lot of these, and this has never hurt a single thing doing it this way. So I go ahead and get this piece tacked on, and then I'll bring you guys when I'm tacking the next piece. There we go. Now we'll put the cover on it. And we'll see what the next step is. As you can see, where we need to be. Want to get clearance around everything. Now, I'll get my pointer. We'll make a piece. There we go. And miter another piece to bring it up that way. Come out and up. Somewhat. Try to keep it flush with this, so that way, this is for a climber, local tree guy. And you don't want to come and protruding out past that too much, or they can hit their leg and burn themselves and whatnot. It even has the hot sticker right there, so keep that in mind. Bring you guys back. We're tacking the next piece on. Alright, have the next piece cut, and that mark is to make sure I have the same mark on this, and you line those up. And that's where I had it visualized when I had the cover on. Tack on this side. Alright, now I'll show you what it looks like. Cover on. Alright, we'll go ahead and weld this up, deburr it good, and I just paint it and put it back on and show you guys what it sounds like. Alright, here we go. Got that piece tacked on. Another thing you want to keep in mind, let me get my pointer, is to get your bolts out. You don't want this piece over top of that. It's close, but if you drop this bolt in first before you put the whole piece on, like pipe, flange, everything, it goes on just fine. You can get it. Main thing is your Torx bit straight down on it. So we'll put the cover on, see what it looks like. There you go. It's pretty centered. Pretty flush. Alright, we'll go ahead and get it welded and all deburred good and painted, and then we'll put it back on and fire it up and tune it, because we will have to tune it. There we go, guys, all cleaned up and deburred good, painted. And I went in there and opened that up to the inside diameter of that pipe. It'll flow really nice. Yes, I do cover the lathe up when I'm doing this kind of work, because you don't want grinding dust and shavings and all that stuff on there. But anyway, bring you back when this is dry and on there, and we'll tune it. I don't really have any small wood to cut, but anyway, catch you on the next one.